And I want to talk about your son, Andrew Beard. So I'm tracking some stuff. I've been checking out your page, and I'm seeing some of the camps and stuff he's been going to.
Okay.
And is this a camp here, or is this a high school with his own kids, like on
No,
classmates?
yeah, that's 7-on-7 with his high school. Yeah.
All right, because I noticed I saw the helmet right there, and I was like, okay, this is like he starting to do maybe preseason workouts or something like that.
Yeah, that's
And the first thing jumped off the board. Go ahead.
oh, okay. That's at a UGA camp. I say camp, but it's a 7-on-7 tournament, right? It probably about anywhere from 15 to 20 schools there. And his helmet right there, that's their colors. They got Michigan colors. The name of the school is like I got a shirt on right now. It's Prince Avenue. They're the Wolverines, so they look like Michigan.
Okay. All right. All right.
Hmm.
And this is you and Andrew right here. So I can see he's put on a few pounds. Like he used to be kind of slender, but now I can see he's starting to fill out.
Right. He weighed in maybe about 180 pounds right there. He used to walk around usually. It's summertime. You know, so it's hard to keep weight on, except for this week right here. This is a dead week. So his mama and his brother, I got them at the beach this week. I don't really like the beach like that. I went to Pennsylvania with the family last week, but this week right here is the week where they fatten them up, getting ready for camp, getting ready for all that. So he weighed in there about 3 weeks ago with Oklahoma at about 180, 181. So when the season starts, we think he's probably
Mm-hmm.
be somewhere around 180, probably about 185, something like that.
Okay. And he's going into his sophomore year, correct?
Correct.
All right. So I can tell you I had a busy summer. Right here we got a picture with him with DeMarco Murray there at Oklahoma. He went to Oklahoma. Was it a camp?
It was a camp. Yeah, that was a camp. That was a real interesting camp based off of the work that they had the guys doing. They had him and their other offer running back from his same class, and they pretty much went against each other. I say the whole time there. You know, when I say against, they competed side by side most of the time. It was other kids there. It was probably about 8 kids there, 8 to 15. But it was top heavy about maybe 3 to 5 that was really really elite in their position.
Oh, so I see what they're doing. They kind of put them right behind each other so the coaches can kind of get a gauge on which one got the most pop, which one got the best hands. They can see it right now, real time. Both of these guys, these are two guys I'm high on. So whichever one they feel like stands out the most, he's probably gonna be the guy they're gonna get the most attention to.
Potentially, yeah. I mean, if it was you, what would you do, right? You got um, presumably, the number one running back in the country in their class is the kid from Texas. I forgot his name, but he was at the camp, and then Andrew is like ranked, I think number three in the nation in his class at running back. So now you got 1 and 3 going against each other at one
So
camp. Oh,
hold on. When you say the kid from Texas, is this the same kid that played in the All Star game with him, or is this a different kid?
nah, the kid that played in the All Star game with him, he's number 6, I think, in the class of 26. I'll send you the stat sheet, and it's very in depth. It shows you every player in the class of 2027 going into this
Mm-hmm.
season based off of their past accomplishments, and they rank all the kids. I think 1 through 35, but it's over 400 kids in every position on them.
Oh, so they actually have data that goes into these kids, not just if you come to a lot of camps.
Oh no, 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 no. They actually have data. Not only do they have their measurables, they have their times, they have their accomplishments, and they also have their height, weight, um, whatever all star games they've been to, whatever attributes they had, even on the field. So, like we were talking about stars, I think all of it is all encompassing. You know what I'm saying? That's where you got everything you take into consideration
Yeah.
and say, okay, this is who he is, and this is why we say he's what he is.
All right. So I'm gonna show them a clip real quick, but before we get to this clip, all right,
Okay.
for y'all that don't know, DeMarco Murray is DeMarco Murray the running back coach, or he's just the guy that was showing him around?
No, he's the running back coach for the University of Oklahoma.
Okay, all right, because sometimes they have a host, and then sometimes it's somebody else that's the coach. Um, but DeMarco Murray, y'all, he played for the Cowboys, and I know he played for the Titans for a few years. He maybe had a stint with another team,
Eagles.
but he was a real pro. He played for the Eagles too.
Yeah.
All right, and he was kind of like when he first came into the league. He followed up Adrian Peterson, and he didn't let people down when he was at Oklahoma. Like, we thought everything was gonna fall off. DeMarco Murray stepped in, and it almost looked like you were watching Adrian Peterson all over again.
Yeah. 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 Not quite as
Now
explosive, but yeah.
go ahead. Yeah, you're right. He wasn't AP, but he was close to it.
Right. Very.
All right, I'm gonna play this clip real quick, and I think this is at the Oklahoma camp. Correct me if I'm wrong. And what I like about this, how he's giving him instruction, and right after he get the instruction, he goes through the drill and does it perfectly.
Right. Right.
And he's catching the hands. He's not using his chest, his body. It's all hands when he's catching the ball.
Right.
And I got another clip right here. What is this? And I can tell how the crowd kind of gets into this one. It has a little sound to it, so you should be able to hear the reaction from the crowd. And I want y'all to understand, when you get guys that can get the crowd to react, it's something different going on here. But let's check these out.
Good catch.
Yeah, man,
So,
that was a one-on-one corner route. The DB, that was one of the top DBs nationally. Usually at camps they'll have running backs going against linebackers, but for that specific drill, he had running backs going against DBs. So that was a cornerback that was rated pretty high in his class, and Andrew ran a corner route. And he ended up tracking the football in the air, caught it with his hands, and created separation. So yeah, the guys rewarded him with a little cheer on that one.
Yeah, and I saw it with my naked eye. I can really see it, and I can see it with all hands, like over the shoulder, all hands. And I was like, dang, that's for him to be a running back. He got elite hands, like a top wide receiver.
Yeah.
So he's kind of become. When I first looked at him a long time ago, I was comparing him to different running backs, but now I'm starting to look at that comparison him to Chris McCaffrey.
Mm-hmm.
He's turning into that kind of guy.
Well, that's what the game is kind of morphing into.
You're right. The thing about it, I feel like he's a better runner between the tackles than the Chris McCaffrey. Now I think Chris McCaffrey got more top end speed, but when it comes to hands and actually running routes, I feel he's right there with that same kind of skill set.
Yeah, I can't see a kid that's going to the sophomore year to be better than Chris McCaffrey. But what I will say is that I think he has You know, he got quality vision while at the same time he got a good burst. You know, he doesn't mind running between the tackles. You know, I think he's young enough to he don't know what he doesn't supposed to know, right? So sometimes he's running full speed
Yeah.
when he may need to back up, and sometimes he back up when he really should hit it. So, you know, I think um for his position, he hadn't had a lot of time in. You know, last year he only had about maybe about 35 carries for 280 yards. You know, granted that's about 7 yards a carry, but I mean he really, you know, made his name off the defense
So,
side of the
so,
ball.
so the flex, 7 yards a carry.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
right, right, right. But he
But
was
he,
a utility back. You know, he
he
wasn't
was
the
all,
feature. He wasn't a feature guy.
but he was all conference on defense. So that's what he really cut his teeth at last year on defense, right?
Right,
While,
right, right,
while
right.
averaging a 7 yards a carry on offense. Okay, I got
Mhm.
you. I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing. Um, but what I mean by I'm not saying he's better than McCaffrey right now, but what I'm saying is
Right, right,
when you look at McCaffrey, you don't inside the tackle kind of running. When I see
right.
Andrew playing, I know he can inside the tackles. That I don't even question that.
Yeah.
But when you see him catch balls over the shoulder with all hands like this, you hear the crowd reaction. You're like, oh, he can do that too. Like,
Yeah, yeah. That's something different.
yeah, yeah, that's the. And I noticed this picture right here. Now I was looking at him and DeMarco Murray. I tried to get a picture of just their legs. His legs are almost more developed than DeMarco Murray right now, going into the 10th grade.
Yeah, it's defined. Yeah, he's a big guy. I mean, to be fair, you know, DeMarco's probably lost a lot of, you know, football muscle while at the same time, you know, you're right. You know, he's only a 15-year-old young man. DeMarco's probably about 34, 35. So, yeah, I mean, you know, he's coming together. You know, DeMarcus is descending, keeping himself in shape, while Andrew is ascending. You know, trying to get some of the success that DeMarco's already had. So you're right. You know, he's hopefully he's on the
Yeah,
right track. Yeah,
yeah. I mean, because I know how it is as athletes. Sometimes you try to do so, you try to get a certain part of your body to develop faster. You try to do more reps on
yeah,
this, and
yeah.
sometimes you just can't turn as an athlete. Sometimes DeMarco probably
Right.
looking at him like, God dang, boy, look at this leg. I
Yeah,
wish I could have had
yeah.
this leg. Yeah,
The
but
key, you know, the key is always not
so
to do too much too early.
yeah, 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 yeah. So you don't, but I can hold on. Let me go back to this picture because I can see where he could get it from now. If that ain't missing no. No. So,
Nah,
so
no, no.
hey, hey, you had a little bit of fullback, a little bit, right? Fullback and tail, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah. Mostly tail, but you know, I had that bill. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. There's a reason why they put you at fullback. It ain't because you run fast. Yeah,
Right,
you bring the
right.
load
It was
with
some power in there. Right, 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 right.
you. Yeah, so we're gonna jump off. And well, hold on. Let me say something right now. Has he got any more offers since the Oklahoma offer? You know how they get it down to their top four. I'm gonna say my top four. I think Georgia. Georgia did what they had to do to lock him in early. I feel like Oklahoma, DeMarco Murray is doing a great job right now, keeping Oklahoma in the fight. I feel like because I know the kid and I know the coach. I feel like once they meet up, the coach for Notre Dame is gonna have some input on this. And I
Okay.
feel like if this guy right here, if this guy right here hold his head up and look around and really get a good pitch and get some collectives to get together, they might can land their first 5-star.
You know, you know,
Because
you know
his
the
dad
interesting
played
thing
there
about it.
and his mom.
Li-
Mm-hmm.
Right, right. the interesting thing about it, Appalachian State hasn't even tried to recruit him at all, man. You know, they hadn't even gave him so much of a head nod, and he grew up going to Appalachian with my wife and I. She played field hockey. You know, of course, I played football. So you got two graduates there, and he grew up. All he wanted to do is, you know, just go to App. Just that was all his thought. Like he loved App, right? But since this process started, we hadn't so much even got a phone call from them to say, "Hey, let's just come up on a visit." And the crazy part about it is that you know, they even went up to a camp last year. You know what I mean? So that's why when you said Appalachian and 5 stars or 4 stars, we don't know what Andrew may be. You know, if he started off 3 stars, you know, we're appreciative for whatever we get. But it's just odd to me and my wife
but
that,
I know
you know.
he gonna be a 5-star. Go ahead. Go ahead. Hey, look, I'll stand on the folk. Hey, you can be humble. I'm gonna stand on it for you, folks. So hold on. So let me get this straight. Let me be clear. We was talking about App State not signing 5-star guys, and you're saying, and this is what Coach Prime said when he was at Jackson. He was like, these guys are afraid to offer these 4 and 5 stars. So you think App State, they might be afraid to offer him, or he's just sliding under the radar? Because for both parents to go there, he used to be there all the time. This year almost be a slam dunk. And with the Georgia rich recruiting, I know App State, they love dip. That's why both of us went there, because they love dipping their toe in Georgia. So the same way I was saying about Juju, if he signs, if you get a top guy out of this area right here, this dark red area, all his friends and stuff, they want to play with him. Why wouldn't App State give? Hey, let me talk to Coach Clark right now. Can you hear me, JB?
I hear you.
Hey, Coach Clark, if you can hear my voice, we was teammates back in the day. Hey, get somebody on this right now. Hey, shoot. Hey, we need some personal visits. We need a whole lot of stuff, because this could be the guy that take Appalachian State to the next level. He's either going to Georgia, Oklahoma, Notre Dame, Colorado. I say Colorado or App State. That's what I'm thinking.
Right.
Hey, we got 2 years to see how this thing gonna play out. But I think,
man. And I say that about Appalachian, but I have no slight on App. You know, if he's not what they're looking for, if he may not be what they like, that's fine, right? But it's just one of them things. It's just so surprising considering the ties that he actually does have to the university. You know what I mean? It's just surprising, and I ain't gonna lie, it's somewhat disappointing. You know, you go to school there, you know, you and your wife, you sweat, you know what I'm saying, you go through the rigorous process, and then when the time comes for the next generation, you know, you don't get a head nod when we've been in a bandwidth. So, you know, I'm not an angry parent or anything. You know, we blessed beyond belief, but it is surprising. I will say that. You know, and I wish App State all the, you know, just all the success in the world. But it's still surprising, right? It's a surprising thing, man. And I'm not talking about a good surprise. It's a disappointing surprise. So, you know, hey, everybody have their agenda, right?
I'm gonna say this right. I think sometimes it's so many ex-players that come back with kids, or they suggest kids that they think good from their local high school, whatever. Right. They get so many people saying, check this guy out. And and I hate to keep referencing Coach Prime, but I remember one day he said, he was like, all right, parents, y'all want me to come see Little Tiger. Little Tiger better be a real tiger when I get there.
Right.
He don't have me see him, and he
right. No, you're right. You're right. But you know, I'm just blessed that he's in a great position.
Yes, sir. But hey, Coach Clark, Hey, you want to make this call? You want to make this call? You got a big advantage. You got a big stick this time. You better use your big stick. Hey.
Hey man, as always, I enjoyed it, bro. I enjoyed it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, hey, do what you gotta do, man. Hey, before the season starts, I want to do this again. Right before the season starts.
I'm all for it, man. You know I'm here for it.